Welcome. I am your host, Sean Bell, aka Chef Smoke, and this is my co-host.
This is your boy Mike Knowledge.
And this is PSA. People say anything. What we talk about and we say anything. And because people say anything, we're going to treat these conversations like therapy sessions. So let's get right to it. Today, we're going to speak on the Nolan Wells situation. How much you know about that knowledge?
I've been keeping up with it. I knew not to say nothing too soon because there wasn't enough evidence to go this way, that way, this way, that way. You know what I'm saying? But now we got some new evidence out here. They got this phone call they've been analyzing, stories not matching up,
Mm.
missing body parts and autopsies, held back results. And there's some current information I didn't get a chance to look at, but I got it pulled up. Talking about the FBI is changing course right now. So we can right see what's going on with this. I'm real interested because
So what are they saying? The FBI
unfortunately
is getting
Mississippi
involved?
does have a bad history.
Okay. Okay.
Hold
Okay.
on, let me throw my eyeballs over it. Make sure I see because we won't tell the facts. You know what I'm saying? Separate between facts and opinions. So we're gonna give our opinion on what's going on, but we're gonna break into some facts with it as well. So it looks like 2 hours ago nobody saw anything. It was from the lawyers. MD MR reveals new details in the timeline search. We got the update with the audio, what they was talking about, the background audio while they was making the phone call to Cito. And there's the video. New video showed Nolan Wells on party boat shortly after. So I'm looking at everything pretty much from the day and yesterday. That because we all know about everything's been going on. We've been keeping up. But honestly, the way it's not looking like this boy drowned. You know what I mean? Like it seems like there was definitely some foul play involved here. And that's the only reason why I want to talk about it. Like it seems like they want to tell us that it's not this, it's not that, it's not racism, but yet we're seeing this all across the country, dealing with schools, judges, police. It's unfortunate that in 2026 we got to deal with this. So yeah, let's definitely deep dive into this. This has definitely got some what was that one dude you was telling me about? Officer Tatum. You want to tell me more about that dude?
Yeah, he's
What do you know about him?
conservative podcaster. He's part of some groups. I guess you could say he's part of the Black Turning Point movement. Him and Candace Owens started a group called Blexit, which is basically an acronym or a co-op name for a black exit from the Democratic Party to move to
Okay,
push for
okay.
blacks to move towards the Republican Party. So
So they kind of
my thing with him though, he has a bias against Ben Crump. Now, Ben Crump is questionable on some things, but I want to say he has good intentions for the most part on the job that he does as a lawyer for these type of cases. Um, I did kind of see some of the press release with the autopsy that Ben Crump did, and Tatum seemed to have like a discrepancy with all of that. Tatum's thing is that he feels like the media is trying to push it into a racism thing, and he's trying to push the narrative as
okay.
if
So look,
Mississippi doesn't have racism anymore. Yeah, bullshit.
okay. Some parts of Mississippi doesn't. Parts
Yeah,
of Mississippi does.
yeah,
Call it like it is. To pretend like it doesn't exist at all is insane to me.
true.
Multiple cases under certain people coming up where there's never a, what I'm saying, justified. It's always some other excuse for why the person who's no longer with us. So we know there's some funny bunny stuff going on down there.
Mm,
You ain't got to tell us we know the history. So if we
most
know the
definitely.
history, then President can't be a.
Yeah.
So,
So,
from what I
uh,
know from the case so far, is the the boy was gone on a boat July 4th. I saw that Officer Tatum interview with his friend, his best friend, the other black kid. They had him all dingy and dusty in the interview with his clothes. I don't know what was going on with that. That was wild. And his interview to me was interesting because it didn't seem like you telling me you rode in on a different boat. You got there before then. As soon as you seen him pull up, you told him where to park, and you was with him the whole time. But then all of a sudden, you get in a fight, you drunk, and you don't remember what happened. That's interesting to me because if
mhm.
that's your best friend, why you not with him? And
now,
then this phone call, you calling.
now that's interesting because I get he said he's his best friend, but and during the interview he said he felt like that he was his best friend in a sense. Not that Nolan Wells acknowledged him as his best friend, but because he was new to the town, Nolan Wells was kind of the first one that embraced him and brought him into the circle of friends that they have now. So yeah, I get that part, but let's not push the narrative that they were best friends. But he felt like that was his
No, not
best
at
friend.
all.
And because he's saying it like that might
Yeah, I'm
not
just
have
going off of what
been,
the boy said.
you know what I'm saying? Because he made it seem
A
like,
dual.
well,
A,
yeah, there's a dual meaning to
I
it.
love him, but he don't love me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
get what you're saying.
yeah,
Because like I said,
yeah.
it just yeah seemed off. It seemed off. That's what we both saying that. Yeah, we both saying it seemed off.
And
I
then
was calling that the. I ain't pushing the narrative. I'm saying it don't sound right.
I just feel like, what is he, Mexican or is he black? The boy.
He say he black. He was offended. The boy say he was black. He was offended. The black community was attacking him, and he was his feelings was hurt. Now, bro, you ain't black. Black people's feelings ain't hurt that easily.
Yeah. 'Cause I mean, he ain't, I mean,
You
come
would have
on, he look
understood.
kind of,
You'd
he
have
look
understood.
mixed. That's
You'd
all
have
I'm saying.
understood.
He looked mixed. So it's like,
He
the
look adopted,
thank you. Because they're making it seem like
and we don't. We don't
his
know
point
that.
was is that they made it seem like Nolan was the only black friend in the group. And it's like, no. Nolan's the only
That part,
black friend that went on that boat with them at that particular time. So it's not that they're
and
saying that he's the only
and
black
didn't come
friend.
home.
Yeah, he's the only black friend that went on that boat that day. The other black friends didn't make it to the boat that day because, as you can see, the other black friend rode with his uncle into the island. So my thing is, how much
Yeah,
information do you really have if you were there but not there at the same time to know fully what was
because
going
you busy getting drunk and fighting.
on? Yeah,
You know what I mean? Are you paying attention when you fighting? You amped up. So who else was amped up?
point exactly.
That part.
And then what they not talking
Who was you
about?
fighting? You didn't get to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That part. That part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk, man. So like it's interesting, but like I said, then the other half of it is that phone call. That don't add up. The phone call, the whole phone call just destroys the narrative altogether. Because A, the grandfather said y'all don't need no help. B, dude was like, we ain't even finna come get y'all right now. C, you drove the boat around 10 all night. You know what I'm saying? The multiple points again all
Mm.
night. You was just driving the boat like it wasn't sinking. And the background audio, when they cleared it up and you listen, you can hear someone explicitly yelling Nolan.
And I thought
Wyatt check his chest.
I was tripping. So when you listen to that
Oh my
shit,
God.
yeah.
Is he? Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
It's
mm, mm.
crazy because they didn't
So
know. I used to work at a call center. So when you call to a call center, before you get to the operator, it's already recording on the line. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear the click of the operator pick up, it's been recording you for a couple seconds already during the transfer because they record all that for quality assurance. Like,
It just seemed real odd
If you
that
don't know,
the
you don't know.
situation, and nobody has came out and said anything. And then, as far as the autopsy, you mentioned missing body parts. I went and dig deeper a little bit into that. They say that the first examiner is still examining those body parts, and it could take 4 to 8
Okay.
for them to get the toxicology report for to see if any drugs or alcohol were involved in this type of situation. Um,
All that's understandable. I watched another coroner give his take on it, and what he said was this: is they could have took samples and sent the other pieces so they can examine it too. So now it gets interesting, right? Like, why did you withhold all the major issues? The lungs, the throat, the stomach.
and this is why the new coroner is saying that the autopsy was in what implausible is the word that they use, where they could continue on with the investigation until they had other information pertaining to with the situation because they didn't have those
Un-
other organs.
Unknown until further information.
Hmm.
Unknown until further information.
Okay.
Yep. And if you
So
listen to him on the phone call, the boy sounds so agitated. I want to get back to that phone call. 'Cause that
on
phone
that
call
phone
changes
call,
things. It was just,
so he was
that
real
phone call
immature.
just
He was real immature.
real
Sounding like
privileged.
real privilege. Exactly. Not sounding like they needed help. Sounding like, just get somebody here real quick so we can take care of
Not
this. Or better
not
yet,
answering
it's
questions.
like you trying to cover your tracks as far as if anything was to happen in that type of situation.
Plus, how your grandfather already on the phone with the captain directly? That part.
So evidently they
I
called the
just got off the phone with
grandfather.
the
They called the
grandfather.
grandfather first, and then they called
No, the grandfather
CTO.
was on the phone with him.
No, I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
well,
kids.
I thought
The
you said
kids
something.
called the grandfather
Yeah,
first, and then
yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which, if
so
you know, you know. And
so if your grandfather told you not to call, what did you call it? CTO. So if your grandfather,
Cito,
oh, CTO, my fault. I'm sorry. So if the grandfather told you not to call them and you called them anyway, what persuaded you to call them anyway after your grandfather told you not to?
sipping, going off script. That's why they got real quiet, deleted all their files. All these interviews seem overly scripted. Like I said, the boy's clothes was just dusty and looked like he just rolled around out in the dirt, like he was just playing football in that shirt on the concrete. You know what I'm saying? It was just real interesting to me that was a choice of questioning and line Officer Tatum took him through. Then my man's Willie D, shout out to Willie D, real one.
Just shout out.
Uh, he called the phone number for the tip line. For the tip line, same number is the judge, who's the stepmom to one of the friends that was on the boat that's supposedly involved. Now, that's interesting. Why would the people calling in to give you the tips be rerouted to you?
Or better yet, why is your number listed
That's
with the
that
number that's supposed to be to the sheriff's tip line? And remember when he called the first time, nobody
makes
answered.
some facts.
So it's like then when he
Facts.
called when he
Then he
called
had to say,
back,
yeah.
yeah, when he called back, well maybe this is a typo. He had to call back again. And then that shit, one of the deputies answered.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
all of this shit just seems kind of fishy. I'm quite sure, you know, this just goes back to a few years with the case with where that happened at, and I want to say Tennessee, where the old man, had some foul play involved with the kids, and they wind up catching on to that. So it's like it just seems like one of those
It's
situations. Y'all go off to these islands that, that's uninhabited. Y'all go party on them. Anything can happen. Anything goes. How many times somebody that went to that island and didn't come back in
A
these type of
lot,
situations?
a lot, a
So,
lot. That's the terrible part about it.
and then it's like,
You know what I mean?
he wasn't a nobody. He was a somebody there. This is a
Yeah,
high school, college, community college football player. So he's
a
respected.
kid with genuine love.
Hmm.
Why is not nobody showing up to the funeral? Why is nobody helping with the search? You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to be his friends, but where y'all at?
Well, if you let the conservatives tell it, it's because they've made it into a race thing. And the only reason
Okay,
it
well, prove
becomes
us
a
wrong.
race thing, and the only reason it turns into a race thing is because of how the hate case is handled. Um,
Looking real,
y'all
real
ruled
funny to
foul
me.
play. Yeah, you ruled foul play out from the beginning. Nothing
Immediately,
adds up or makes
just oh
sense.
no,
Nothing adds up or
crazy.
makes sense.
You're not even qualified to make that. You ain't even inspect nothing. You're not qualified to make that judgment and say that. You got to wait until the information come back. How you
Yeah,
just
because
gonna instant say, yep, all good here?
I don't even think they allowed the autopsy to come back before they made that decision.
Nah, it was literally the first day when he came out talking like that. It's interesting. So it's almost to the point to where we gotta recognize that, like, and I hate to say it, because you know what? I got mixed kids. I fuck with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
All
sure.
walks of life, but I also know that there is a certain group out there that don't like us and they will try to blend in. So you gotta be on your P's and Q's. It's
Mm.
one thing I always tell my daughter is pay attention to your surroundings and just know, always be careful. You never know what somebody's intentions are until they reveal
True.
themselves. So you got
True.
to be able to see through it for that. Don't put yourself in those situations that you're going to regret later. You know what I'm saying? Always leave yourself an out. Don't be riding with people. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't be getting trapped nowhere.
So,
So,
yeah, that's crazy. I just don't understand why
yeah,
they allow themselves to get put in these situations like that. And it's sad because, um, I'm bringing a child into this world, and to think that we still got to deal with shit like that, and we want to move to nice neighborhoods. So where can we go where we're all together in a nice neighborhood? Because we don't want to just stay in the poor neighborhoods all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just to be around our people.
no, I get it.
Because,
I get it.
I just feel like this shit is like just getting out of hand, especially with the situation that happened in
I,
Texas and that boy getting sentenced to 35 years, which I felt was unjust. Um, do I think he should have did
boy
time?
got his door kicked in and shot him up
I
years
feel
ago in
like
Texas. There's a lot of bad things happening.
yeah, I feel like he should have got charged with manslaughter and not murder, just because of the situation. You know, I know people that have been charged with manslaughter because they've been in situations where they got in a fight and they might have killed that person. So it's like,
Right.
I felt like manslaughter would have been justifiable in that particular situation where, yeah, he's taking away some of, his potential to do other things in life, but he served time and served his time to the community. He can come back and still be successful as a human being out here in the world. So it's like, this type of situation right here, where it's like we playing fucking murder mystery in this bitch, and everybody ain't stepping up to the plate with answers. Because where's the chick that they say that he supposed to be hanging back with? Has anybody found that person? We haven't
Huh?
got anything on that.
I'm looking through this right now.
Let me address the optics issue here first, which is weird.
Okay, so what you're looking at is allegedly a video of Nolan Wells on Horns Island in the sand. Okay, so what you're looking at is allegedly a video of Nolan Wells on Horns Island in the sand with people, taking pictures, uh, kicking dirt on him. Uh, Looks like he's, struggling for his life.
That's crazy.
And,
That
many people have
video,
seen this video, decided to analyze the video and put it out,
a lot of
trying to
people
hear
are saying
for,
that video
the
is
audience.
AI. That's why I don't think
And
it's
then I
came out like
showed
that.
that picture right there with his,
Yeah, I was just like, what the fuck is that? But that's crazy. It definitely kind of looks like AI when I was
Yeah.
just looking at that one.
Absolutely insane update on the Nolan Wells case. And Officer Tatum, him pulling these guys to the side, talking to some of the parents, going to the island, and some of the footage that we now have before the boat took off the Horn Island. We just gonna let y'all see it. But this stuff, it's pretty much debunks everything that the people that are saying that these friends of Nolan killed him and murdered their own friend. It's over. These people are race baiting, and it is sickening. It's actually
That's the Cartier family.
Okay. I just, a lot of it, like I said, if they are race baiting,
Yeah, like a,
if they are race baiting, they need to stop race baiting because this is a situation about right and wrong. And who the fuck did this
right.
shit? So, I get where one side is coming from on that point, but to be disparaging and trying to throw it in our face like, like that's not a factor, I got a problem with that. You have to consider everything. And by him coming from where he's coming from, that man's from what, Texas? And he was a police officer in Arizona? The Tatum guy.
Yeah, the Tatum dude. Yeah,
Yeah. 'Cause I don't want to make it about him, but he seems like to be the leading one to push back on certain shit. Because they're saying he stayed back. So y'all don't know. Nobody seen anything.
all
And
right.
by
So
it not being a
TMZ
lot,
released a video of the day of his disappearance. I don't know if I've seen that. Have you seen that one?
This trip to Horn
no.
Island was supposed to be a fun holiday
Fair
celebration, and
use.
this morning there's new
Fair use.
video emerging that may show that may possibly show Nolan Wells on the day that he disappeared. TMZ is posting this video that they say was taken on Horn Island on July 4th, the last day that the 18-year-old was seen alive. Now, NBC News was able to match the location to previously verified video of the island from that day. And in the clip, it appears to show a man standing on the back of a boat, bending over. The boat in the video is not the one that Nolan took to the island that day. The man's face here is never seen, but the shorts he's wearing are similar to shorts Nolan had in other pictures from that day. We do know that two people who knew Nolan believe that it could be him, but they say they are not certain about that.
Okay, that little video was just a scan early in the day of people on the boat and where he's standing. It just looked like he was just getting up on the boat saying what's up to somebody. I don't even look like he was on that boat. And Mississippi's governor publicly attacked Nolan Wells' family. Yeah, he was coming out saying that he didn't want Ben Crump them there because they race baiting. Which, like you said, that seems to be the pushback is not what happened to him or what's going on or why is there a lack of transparency, but you're race baiting. That doesn't.
So
That's the Republican
so
playbook.
their take on it is that y'all are for racism in the state and in certain areas. So therefore, we need to make sure that it ain't no racism going on in here. We need to make sure that if they were truly his friends and they're saying that he stayed back, then we need to make sure that that's the case because it seems like some bullshit.
So
I mean, it does. It just seems like
I
some
just want
bullshit.
his parents to figure out what happened to that baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
I
real.
couldn't imagine the pain of losing a son and not knowing what happened. You left, your friends came back, but you didn't come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way they families handling it was different than the way I'd handle it if it happened to one of my,
It used to be a rule back in the
you
day.
know.
If you came together, you leave together. You know what I'm saying? If you go together, you leave
And I feel
together.
like that's what that, and they say that's what Nolan was known for doing. So that's another reason why it feels strange. You kept the phone. You hid the phone. They had to go get the phone back. You didn't tell them you had the phone. You just kept the phone. You know what I mean? Just a lot of things don't add up.
And
Make it make
then,
sense.
like, why wouldn't you give him his phone if he's staying back? Like, well, here, take your phone and I keep your keys. But at least take your fucking phone. Like, yeah, we'll take the keys back to the island, blah, blah. We'll take,
Phone or
back to shore.
key.
But
You need both of
yeah,
them.
but
I
I
know
only say that
these
because,
Horn Islanders.
the car is at the friend's house. The car is at the friend's house.
Okay,
Yeah, the car is at the friend's
okay.
house. So
Now
they
they
all
have
rolled. They rolled down. They
they
actually
just
rolled
gonna
down.
get back to it.
Yeah. So it's like
Okay,
they rolled
sweet.
down together in a truck, probably or whatever. Had all their shit on there. Loaded the boat up. Boom. Go down there. But
So it
then,
seemed like
yeah. So it's like his car was at the friend's house.
it seemed like between two people, somebody got into it and something happened. You know what I mean? Because it just looks too much like a cover up. Now I'm not. Who knows? This is all allegedly, but like from what I'm seeing, this looks like a situation got out of hand, and now somebody's trying to cover it up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And just
Yeah.
these people just want to know what happened to their child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel bad. So I couldn't imagine the pain of losing mine because I know I'm a wild out, crash out like I'm putting shiesty on mine.
Real talk. Real talk. You
Real
ain't
talk.
lying.
Real
You
talk.
ain't fucking lying.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. Because I done crashed out about some shit.
That way.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
and to,
over these
these are
babies, bro, we go crash.
and look, these are stepchildren. So it's just like, you're not about to fuck over these kids.
Hey,
Especially if they got a
ain't
future.
no such thing. Your kids is my kids.
Thank you.
I'm here to raise kids, man. The kids
Yeah,
is the
but
future.
uh,
I'm
you know,
tribal. I'm
you know,
tribal.
a lot of
Yeah, man.
people a lot of
Yeah,
people
man.
had these misconceptions about how life should be and how it is. And
Hmm.
you got to look at it from a parent's point of view sometimes with this type of situation. Um, as far as Ben Crump, a lot of people have issues with Ben Crump and him coming
Preconceived
in.
notions.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of
But
people
he gets
that
jobs
have
done.
he
He
gets
gets things.
he get things going, but a lot of things don't happen besides monetary gain. So, you know, It's
Is
only
that part?
monetary gain. It's not a lot of justice that happens when he's involved in certain things. And the reason I say that is
This is
even
still
like
America.
still America, but no justice was involved in certain cases. It's always monetary compensation. And the monetary is good, but it don't compensate for the loss. It doesn't.
Down.
It doesn't. And then on top of that, if they feel like that's good enough for that, why isn't it good enough for other things that go on? So I just didn't like I didn't like Mr. Tatum's talking points. Um
Yeah, I feel you.
his vendetta is against Ben Crump.
Hmm.
So it's like, you know,
That's the problem when you go high profile. You bring in high profile.
hmm true, true,
That part.
true. And I get what he's trying to do because I did look at some of those interviews and some of the things he had to say just to hear what they had because he's talking for their side. And since he's talking for their side, let me hear what this guy got to say for their side about it. And it's just like there's a lot of mumbo jumbo right now. Nobody knows any motherfucking thing. All we know is that a
Right.
young man is dead um, for unbeknownst reasons, besides him being found on the shore drowned from the water, if he was drowned. So, yeah, kind of
He
fucked
was
up.
just found. He was found on the shoreline,
Yeah,
and they had been out looking. So
I
you would
believe it.
think you would have seen the body. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
So
My problem is
it's
with
one of those things. Like I said, it just
all this news coverage, and ain't nobody stepped up to. I mean, I'm quite sure some people that stepped up and said some shit, but y'all don't have any other information to satisfy the public right now. And I get it. They said it's a process. Did you see the video
I
with the attorney general there? Was she the attorney?
I have seen that one.
She came out and
I
made a
think
statement.
the chick that was talking.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, she came out
yeah,
and
I
made a
saw that.
statement about
Yeah, the
that.
chick that was talking with the blonde hair. Yeah, I saw that. And then, I mean, and that makes some sense. Don't get me wrong, it does. It makes some sense.
Yeah,
But hear me out. It still looks funny. That's all I'm saying. There's some
true.
things that just ain't adding up. And if you can't check all the boxes until we know how Nolan got in the water or on that beach, we don't know anything. You see what I'm saying? So we won't know where everybody was, who was with him, where he was at. You see what I'm saying? Like this is all things could be accounted for because unfortunately it's still 2026 and racism is still alive. And
True.
we gotta be vigilant and fighting back and pushing back because they'll push back, but we gotta stand our ground. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
true. True. Yeah,
We
man.
down to our last minute. So
Yeah. Um, this shit is crazy. My condolences to the family.
it is. We just got extra more information. My
Yeah.
condolences as well. And my condolences to everybody going through any form of oppression out here in this world. It's a fucking terrible thing.
Yes. 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 Yeah, I hate to, this episode's kind of down for me a little bit talking about this shit. Because what the
Yeah,
fuck?
but
We
people
still
will say anything.
dealing with this
People will
bullshit,
say anything, bro. But yeah,
saying
and
anything
that's part of it. We
and
this
not
is
meaning what they say. All right.
that part.